Okay, now, today is Tuesday, Trash Talk Tuesday. Now, I also made Tuesday my shot day and my weigh-in day. Oh yeah, by the way, my name is Cherie. Welcome to my journey. And we had commenced a zepbound journey sponsored by the Bridge Medicare program, and I'm so appreciative of that. Okay, now I have been a week on the zepbound. The zepbound is not like a regular sleeve, it's a quick pin. I told him, I said, I've never used a quick pin. So I ended up taking my quick pin thinking that needles and everything was all included. Go home, find out needles are not included. I'm like, what is this? Right? I thought it was a pin, right? So then they said, well, no, you have to order these little caps with pins inside of them. And I'm like, okay, so, I bought me, the pin, went back and bought the needle, then went home and went to go and give myself a shot, seeing that there was a little sleeve over the needle, but I was thinking, okay, the needle was going to eject out of that sleeve and then give you a shot. No. Right? I ended up wasting an entire injection all over the place before I realized the sleeve, had to be removed from the needle, that the needle wasn't going to squeeze up through the sleeve. I was just so upset at myself. Okay, I'm like, damn, that's $10 down the drain. So I asked the pharmacist, what should I do? She's like, oh, just call them, tell them you made a mistake. Chances are, they will go ahead and send in another prescription, trying to keep your business. I don't know if they'll do that. So anyway, I ended up telling myself how I could, finagle it is next week, instead of taking it on Tuesday, I could take it like on Thursday, and that way the shot will last, sort of last, until my next prescription. Unless I could get them to prescribe me next month's shots earlier. But the whole zepbound thing last week, as far as, curtailing the food voice, yes, it did curtail the food voice. I have eaten less than I usually would eat. Okay, I know I have, but I did not lose any weight. That's something that kind of fooled me. Like, why didn't I lose weight? My BMR is 1750. I'm like, damn, that's not very much food, for a person like me, who's over 220. It's just really not, doesn't seem right? But hey, could explain a lot, right? Some people, 1750 is all they need to be on a diet. Where I have to eat under 1750 in order to start making a difference. Then I asked AI. I said, AI, what is all of this talk about, you know, losing muscle? AI says, well, it only takes about 600 to 800, calories to start degrading muscle, whereas it takes 30 35 or 3600 calories, to burn a pound of fat. And I'm like, okay, so that's why a lot of times, people who lose weight, they're losing water and um, eroding their muscle. Yes, that's why. Okay, so then I'm like, well, how do you not erode the muscle, right? Because we were taught, okay, we were taught um, by sweating and urinating and shitting are all indicators that we're losing weight. And it could be, but some of that mostly is water weight, right? And I'm like, well, if most of that is water weight, how can we efficiently lose weight? And that's when AI told me, you have to do breath work. I'm like, I have to do what? Yes. Fat is eliminated through CO2. I'm like, what? Okay, that puts a whole new perspective in my head. I'm like, look, we old folks out here, we barely breathing. No wonder we have issues and problems. Huh. So now I have to put myself on a breathing routine. Definitely. Yeah, gotta put myself on a breathing routine just to fucking lose weight, right? And it made me think about like when I was jogging or stuff like that. My God, the breathing was definitely calculated. Damn near every 2 to 4 feet, we gonna breathe. We gonna inhale, exhale, right? Anyway, we gonna try it out. But it just blew my mind, right? CO2 to melt fat. It's not gonna be excreted through your urine or your shit. Wow, I didn't know. Also, that being said, I did not. I did not lose weight. Even though I sweated, right? Because I'm like, I've been sweating. But I also been increasing, my water intake because I did not want to lose muscle, right? And that's when, you have to realize that muscle is 72% water. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. We have some factors and stuff that we have to, to figure out, right? And guess what AI said? AI said, uh, would you like for me to develop you a plan? And I was like, wait a minute. Wait, hold on a minute. right? Let me go out here and see what kind of apps they got going on, you know. And so I asked AI, suggest some fitness apps, right, to monitor my food intake, right? Because they got fitness apps that you could take a picture of the food and it will go into the database and try to break down the nutritional macros of the food. And if that's what you're going to eat, it will put it on your on your on your on your app, right? Because I did go and I just to try it out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make me a profile here, and just ask them about what I eat for breakfast, right? So typically, what I would eat for breakfast, it had been a bean smoothie and then protein coffee. Come to find out, just that alone, your girl is consuming, give or take, 700 calories. Now, if I wasn't snacking throughout the day, or if everything else after that was well proportioned, I had 1,000 calories left over, right? Breakfast, then we have like lunch and dinner, maybe a snack. I could pretty much stay the same weight of 1750 calories. Why would it surprise me that I ain't losing no weight, right? So what does that mean? If I eat 15, that's going to be like a very slow weight loss. If I eat 1,200, it would be a little bit faster. If I eat 1,000, I could lose the weight real fast, kinda. But, the loss might be traumatic to my body, and my body might want that weight back and charge me taxes. So anyway, I already did my second shot. The first shot I did on the east side of my belly button. This shot was done on the south side of my belly button. And that's how it is concerning my diet, and also, trying to utilize the resources that are available to me, that was not available to me growing up, right? And this is something that, seniors like myself, we were raised in an era where we could ask a question to our AI companion and we can get an answer, right? We had to ask our relatives, who made us feel like we were insulting them by asking them ridiculous questions that they didn't bother to think about and don't want to waste their time thinking about. Anyway, here we go.